I'm a crow. Hello, buddy in podcast land. I'm your host, Brett Holland, and welcome to the MID Podcast Show Travel Edition. All right, on this episode, we down in Panama City Beach, Florida. Took a trip to Crab Island out there at Destin, hopped on a boat, wilded out, came back and shot the show. All right, I got big homie Ram on the show tonight that I grew up with. So like, share, comment, enjoy the show, and hit me up. I might travel to you. All right, we on, man. Everybody in Podcast Land, your host, Brett Holland. Welcome back to the MID Podcast Show. We doing things a little different now. I know it's been a while since I've been on. A lot of y'all been asking if I'm still doing the podcast show and stuff like that. But, you know, I just retired after 20 years in the Army. You know what I'm saying? I relocated out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Got to buy a new house and stuff like that. But besides all that, I wanted to change this podcast show into like more of a free traveling podcast show. All right, so right now, this is gonna be the first episode of the MID Traveling Podcast Show. We are down here in Panama City, Florida.
Panama City Beach.
With my nigga right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go around the room though. To my right. Introduce yourself, my guy.
Hey man, you can call me Doc. You know, Mr. Fix It All, even a broken heart.
I'm gonna go to the far left because you already know who's next to me, but I wanted to introduce some last. But far left, who you got over there?
Hey, this is my man, Jay, man, out of Atlanta. All the folks on the south side, you know me.
And you know, the thing about you, man, you a real Atlanta nigga. You was born and raised in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
And when I just met you the other day, you know what I'm saying, coming down here. But this talking to you, you was like, nah, I'm born and raised here. Because a lot of motherfuckers from Atlanta, they kind of just moved to Atlanta like New York and Miami and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So now you go down there, born and raised here, down there, elementary school all the way up.
But how does that like work though? Like, cause I'm from DC, but I came down here when I was 1. So am I considered to be?
Nah, nigga, you from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta, bro.
ATL is they don't. If your birth certificate don't say Atlanta, you ain't from Atlanta.
You know what? We gonna get to that's gonna be the first topic. That is a good topic. But to the left of me, everybody know who he is, man. It's my brother, man. We grew up together down on St. Simons Island, man. Brunswick, Georgia, Glenn County. 3-5 click. You know what I'm saying? Been going strong for 40 years.
40 good, long years.
But we down here for my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He hit us up. He wanted to do a guys trip, do something different. You know, we was thinking about a whole bunch of different places, but we settled on Panama City, Florida. That's why we out here. We looking like we doing it big. We got the Airbnb with the pool in the back. You know what I'm saying? But introduce yourself, my guy.
Well, those who don't know me, I'm JT. Big homie Ram, for those of you who know me from the internet. But yeah, man, we out here, man. This is my 39th year, my 39th trip around the sun, me and my brother. So our last of our 39, the last of our 30s, we gonna live it up. So we out here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so scary.
Now back to your topic. So, okay, let's put it like this, because this how I do. It depends on how long you've been in that city. Because the longer you're in that city, the more you adapt to how they talk, how they dress, how they walk, and everything. Now, you being from DC, and I used to live up there in that area, so I understand what you're talking about. But go back to saying what you were saying. Like, how does what work?
Well, what this is saying is like, how are you really from a certain place, like, besides your birth certificate? Like, people saying, like, the real ATLians that have been here, like, born and raised, east side, west side, north side, south side, like, they're darn-hard Atlanta people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the gray area of, like, who's actually from Atlanta, because, like, recently you've been seeing a lot of fluctuation in traffic and things of that sort. Back in the early 2000s, it didn't used to be like this. It did. And I'm kind of on the fence about people saying, hey, Atlanta ain't the only place you can go to in the United States at this point in time.
Yeah.
Because it's just, everything's getting more expensive, traffic is horrible. You can't, somewhere that used to be like 15 minutes takes you like 30 minutes now to get there.
And the way you talking, how can somebody say you ain't from Atlanta when you talking about the old Atlanta? Even though you technically weren't born in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, I use myself as an example, right? I'm going to claim Georgia all day, every day. For the first 18 years of my life, I was back and forth to Georgia. All right. My mom was in the military, so we traveled around a lot. But my birth certificate said I was born in Riverside, California. Now, I was only a month old when my mama left that place, and she actually went to Florida. That's when she got stationed at. But our roots was always in St. Simons Island, Georgia.
Right.
So from back and forth, I went to elementary schools in Georgia.
Right.
I went to middle school in Georgia. I went to high school in Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I was back and forth.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's where my roots is at. So I have to claim Brunswick, Georgia that's the only place I can really claim. I can't claim Cali. Now, somebody try to play me like that, especially in the Army. You know what I'm saying? For a reason, why you worried about my birth certificate? You could be born in goddamn Guam for all I care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you never went to a school there or know how or been around in the culture to even, how they talk, how they dress and all that, how can you claim that area? Right. Now, I could be one of them niggas I can claim anywhere. I can claim Florida, I can claim D.C., because I lived in those places, but in a short period of time, I did adapt to those places, though.
Right.
Yeah. You can ask JT when I came back from DC. I was the first nigga Air Force Ones saying young, you launching, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I came back with that lingo, but at the end of the day, where I'm at is Brunswick, Georgia. I'm going to adapt right back to my roots.
So now I'm not gonna go ahead and cut you off or anything like that, but I feel like that'll be our next topic would be cultural appropriation. Like, what is acceptable and what's not acceptable? Like you say, growing up in a certain area or being with a certain type of people, like, kind of mold you to be the person that you are, no matter where you're from. So when it comes to, I feel like a lot of people get a backlash for, like, cultural appropriation, but, like, what is the standard for that?
Before we get into that, let's get John's opinion on the way, because this nigga from the old Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna go back. We're gonna get back to that because we have to settle.
We have to settle the question: how long you got to be somewhere for you to be from that?
Right.
So
like you said, I'm original from Atlanta, and all the original folks tell you, really from Atlanta, the old heads from all the way up to now. You was born at one of the Atlanta or North Georgia hospitals.
Yeah.
So you had Grady, Crawford, Long, Georgia Baptist, but all the brothers. We always claim Grady. We even got our own shirt now. Shirt say Grady baby.
Grady,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
somebody say they're Grady baby, they are original.
Yeah.
They're original. Now, my thing when they be talking about, if you've been in Georgia or in Atlanta when you was a kid and you went to elementary school and not high school, to me, and you went to college in the AU, you from Atlanta.
Yeah.
You from Georgia. To me, that's me. That's me.
In the add to that, right? When I was in the military, I was stationed in Fayetteville, North Carolina for damn near 20 years.
Yeah.
So I'm damn near 2'6". You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in Fayetteville since I was 18, 19 years old.
Right.
So that is my second home.
Right.
There's no other way. I met J. Cole there way before J. Cole was even somebody. You know what I'm saying? My nephew, he was Jermaine. I stayed. Matter of fact, that house we lived in when you first came up there, J. Cole house is literally right around the corner at Bonnie Doon. I lived at Bonnie Doon, but at the end of the day, I've been there 20 years, and sometimes I do say, like, oh, you're from Fayetteville, depending on where I go.
Right.
If I'm somewhere in Georgia, I probably won't say I'm from Brunswick. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in Fayetteville, I say I'm from Brunswick. But I do tell them, like, I've been here 20 years, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way I dress, y'all slang and all that, like, I picked that up. I was a teenager when I came.
Right.
Got kids, I had my kids there. My nephews are there, you know what I'm saying? So I think we just got to figure out, like, what's the appropriate answer. Me, personally, if you spent more than 10 years somewhere, you got to be there. Because especially when you actually, consistently been there, had a career there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, Mark Brown? Thanks for jumping on, my guy. Or you went to high school somewhere. Because high school, your teenage year, that's when you learn everything about yourself.
Right.
Right.
And
Middle school.
You get some pussy now, you driving and shit now, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you went to high school somewhere and you remained there after that for a couple of years, I think you could claim that city. Or if you've been somewhere 10 plus years, I think you could claim that city.
I had a situation. So I made a post the other day. I'm from St. Simons Island, Georgia, to be exact. That shit is southeast Georgia. The mainland is Brunswick, Georgia. So I made a post saying I'm from Brunswick, Georgia, and the nigga told me I was from St. Simons. Mind you, this shit probably like 5 minutes away. Like, anybody who's born in Glenn County was born in Brunswick, Georgia. My birthday, I was gonna get into it with the nigga, but then I thought about how small-minded that shit is. Like small town mentality. I'm like, nigga,
You don't slow so much shit in the world.
My daddy stay in Brunswick.
What do your birth certificate say?
Nigga,
Nigga,
I
the hospital.
I went to middle school in Brunswick.
Yeah.
Nigga, I went to elementary school with all the niggas from Dixville. Hell, them niggas had to go to St. Simon.
Yeah.
Right.
But the shit was crazy though. But with all that being said, I've been in Atlanta for about 14 years. Fuck y'all niggas, I'm from the 80s.
From the 80s, you know what I'm saying? You from the 80s. It's just like I have to really say it.
I know the back roads, the front roads, I know niggas.
Once you get to
I don't know what to say. What that nigga say? You have to re-meet me.
Because you also changed, we all changed from a Brunswick nigga to we got out of Brunswick, we saw a whole new city and all that. We just changed as a person, period. Plus, we were growing up.
And then traveling.
Yeah, and then traveling.
Once you actually see other shit, you realize how small certain things is and how a nigga world ain't as big as his block. Yeah, that shit is fucking sad.
Yeah.
So that shit on the nigga block.
It ain't shit on the nigga block. But that's my ass, man. You moved there as a high schooler, graduate from there. Your parents, you know, they're gonna stick their claim there. You know what I'm saying? You come back and forth. I think you claim that city. Right. 10+ years, you can claim that city.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to. In 10 years, you gotta adapt to where that city moves.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved to Atlanta, nigga tried to charge me like $16 for a drink. Nigga, I thought that shit was absurd. I thought that shit was absurd.
Yeah, but that's Atlanta.
Then a female bought me a drink. And I thought that shit was kind of crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you get $15?
I'm gonna tell you what though. When I left Brunswick and the females was buying shit for me, cause they had a little success. Not that I asked for it. They were like, no, nigga, I got it. Let me get the check. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, I ain't even know broke. But you know, you got me. You know what I'm saying? I never just meeting like different people in different where they're from. You know, different places. That's when you finally like.
Different people, different cultures.
I don't know. I feel like it's worse now for my generation. It's just like there are a lot of women getting these days, and a lot of them are takers.
Well, you know, that's the music. You know, that's the music. First of all, they sleeping on the mattress on the floor, and they saying that you know you got to buy them all type of crazy shit to be with them. That's even crazy to me. And I think my whole thing with females want the man to take care of everything. I think it all depends on what stage in y'all life that y'all are. Because it's a 20-year-old that want another 20-year-old to do that shit. Like they're in a career. Shit like that nigga probably still in college.
Right.
You know, he just got out of high school.
You making $50,000 a year. It's hard to take care of two motherfuckers. It's hard to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in a decent manner, you know what I'm saying?
If a woman 30+, I understand where she coming from. You went to college, you went to all that. You already you sat down in your career already. Yeah. You need somebody on that same level.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. If that's the case, then she should date somebody like around her level. In case like she might date somebody younger than her, then she has to accept the responsibility that hey, they might not be on that same level, but some women still feel to see the potential in men. And some men still see the potential in women. But it's just an aspect of like what you're willing to deal with at that point in time. Like I seen a post earlier today, girl made like what $70,000-$80,000 in New York, and she required a man to make at least $500 to $1 million to date her. But it's just like
what she made?
Like 70 to 80 a year.
So she made regular people salary in New York.
That ain't regular.
No, it's regular for New York. For New York.
This is in New York?
Yeah, she's from New York.
Yeah,
You barely even paying for your whole joint. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on where you at. Talking like that.
She worked for the goddamn train station.
Yeah, that's regular money in New York. You know that's barely making it in New York. Yeah, but. It's the music, though. You know, you got Meg Thee Stallion on them. You know what I'm saying? They telling you that you need to find these type of men, but they in the world where all these men exist.
My man said, choose wisely. Swear to God, choose wisely.
Yeah, choose wisely.
You don't want to pick these people. You know what I'm saying?
In your case, you 27, right? You about to be 28. You get to that point, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you ain't stable now. I'm saying in general, extra somebody your age. Y'all getting to that point, at 30, like you need to be settled. You need to be settled somewhere in your career, somewhere.
This nigga's in a great position.
No, I'm not saying him though.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm saying, like,
I don't
know
mean, my nigga, but I know a couple of us work together and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But for a nigga his age, if I'd have had the job he has now
He's
at
straight.
that age,
Right.
But also, you don't need if a woman talking about money like that, you don't need that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't need to entertain it.
Let me tell you a certain situation. Like it's like when it came to it. So I have a new little friend, not little but a friend. But it's just the point, like, you know, we out here on our guys trip and everything like that, man. I needed some Nike socks, some more, you know, black one. You know, you can't come out here looking crusty and dusty.
Right.
You know, so man, it was a simple thing about, hey, she gave me her a Henry gift card. They buy my socks because she knew I need to go to the mall and get some new ones.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But it's just like it's the simple things. Like I don't. It's crazy that like when men are measured by what they can provide.
Yeah. That's true.
Let me show you how much the world has changed. That nigga got excited about some socks.
It's not even the world.
I understand that nigga do for Domino pizza. We starving like motherfuckers.
Also, it's not even about the world. It's where y'all at in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
crucial.
it's crucial women. You know what I'm saying? Because all them niggas in the city with money. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least they look like they got money, but it's Atlanta.
It's a lot of flexing.
Yeah. I know it's a lot of flexing. So, but these girls don't know
Once
that.
tonight.
So they thinking,
Once tonight.
in Atlanta, they definitely about the bread in Atlanta.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? But you go to a small city, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
If you got the finesse game right, like sometimes, man, it's sad to say that this dating world is a dog-eat-dog world, man. It's like fall in love or whoever play whoever first at the end of the day.
that's true.
I'm straight.
Yeah. Sure.
We're not all forced
I apologize. Hey, my nigga said choose wisely. Anytime I see some shit like Shiesty, I'm different. I'm out.
You have to be like that. I hate to say that, but
I mean,
Any red flag.
I play a joke to smash, but after I smash, once I catch up on something, I'm gonna get what I need after this whole situation. I'm out. But I see what you're saying there. But you in a good position. I think it's a lot of niggas your age that they in a bad position. They almost 30, broke, damn near live with their mama type shit. You know what I'm saying? And they need to get their shit together, man. They the ones complaining like these women want money. No, they just want a nigga that's stable in their life, like in their career.
Yeah.
But you do got to choose wisely with anything that you do.
right.
If you're a broke nigga, you need to choose another broke bitch, and then y'all figure that shit out.
You got to choose somebody
You can see somebody who's trying not to be broke.
Oh yeah,
They can be broke, but choose somebody who don't want to be broke.
Exactly.
They got that welfare bullshit. You want to live up under the federal government, bro. That shit ain't gonna last, bro. That shit's terrible.
I got nothing. You know, Q.
Whoa. We ain't use no name now.
Okay,
No
well,
name now. That shit.
He was saying basically like, he was basically saying that like, you know, you can sense some type of potential in certain women, you know, that you kind of fumbled back in the day. Like you kind of knew, like, hey, she did have potential, but at the time you didn't like know for sure. And sometimes me in my case, I went for another route or easier route.
Yep.
But then they actually fulfill what you thought they was gonna do, and now you're like,
Drop the ball.
yeah.
That's life. Shit.
We dropped a lot of balls.
You looking from the outside in now.
We dropped a lot of balls. Pause, because I ain't nobody for that. We dropped a lot of balls back in the day because we were young. We was young, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you at that age now, you noticing, like, oh shit, I dropped that ball. Let me see, you might circle back. And I think he was talking about something like that.
That's all dating.
With your ex, like circling back, and then like, okay, yeah, we can work it out now because we both mature.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, man. Everything that you want to talk about that situation, I understand it, man. It's crazy. What you was talking about that culture, appropriation.
Man, so you know, some social media, like, I can only imagine how it would have been like years ago when, like, actually I can, because like, I mean, I'm still young, not a 90s baby, but when we just started getting Instagram, but imagine like people like in the 80s, 70s, like, they didn't have no social media, so it was like,
We ain't having it in the 90s.
Yeah, near 2000.
Right.
And
Right.
shit,
You talking
bro,
about
Facebook
after-
ain't dropped to like 06, 07.
You talking about after
Maybe
2000.
04, and then they didn't even open that bitch up to everybody until like
Yeah, 'cause they was
09.
just for college students.
Right.
Yeah, MySpace.
Yeah, but at that time, at that point in time,
That MySpace boy.
Nigga, that page, that magical and shit.
Yeah, I know. You can see the code and shit with the background music.
Yeah,
and
boy.
One of my favorite shit was
MySpace. MySpace.
I had a MySpace account.
What you was like 3?
Nah, I was like maybe like that's what I'm saying. Like when I
Yeah,
got
like
to
shit.
like middle, I was like in middle school.
Middle school? Okay.
Yeah, so like what 11, 12, 13. But back in the day, it was just like man, we grew up like as our age or as our mind is able to like understand certain things. That's what we had pushed on us, like social media, because we actually grew through it with a mindset that was tangible in a sense. So, I mean, and it's getting worse by the generations.
Yeah.
That social media, like you could, like going back to music, like now people making music for TikTok.
Mhm.
Like those are your biggest sales. Like Cola Ray, great artist, but she makes a lot of TikTok music. But why would she not? If it's making the money, if it makes sense, it makes money, right? Or if it make money, it makes sense. However you want to put it.
So you think she's cultural and
Oh no,
because she making music for TikTok?
not at all.
She Filipino or some shit.
I mean, Benzino's her daddy.
That nigga Filipino?
That nigga from Boston. I don't know how. He the only nigga I know from Boston.
How long was he in?
But who you so you want to bring up the Amber Rose situation?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like it's a catch-22 situation because a lot of people is just like what people able or willing to accept. But like, like Mulatto. Let's go to Mulatto.
Okay.
Or Lotto. She calls herself Lotto now because she had backlash about being called Mulatto.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, because it's like a mixture of two, like chocolate and vanilla type situation.
Yeah, black people gotta complain about something. That's all.
But, I mean, but I don't know. Just like we went back, I also seen a post on social media, but it was an Asian girl. She talked like she was from Atlanta, and I forgot where she was actually from, but people were kind of giving her backlash because the way she talked. But it's how can you blame somebody for being in a certain circumstance?
You talking about old Nikki? That's what you talking about.
Yeah.
So they bash her because of the way she talked.
Right.
So this is my opinion about that, right? For one, because she talked ghetto, black people automatically put that shit with us. So that's why they arguing with her. Which that's the part I'm like, why everything ghetto and negative got to be towards black people? You know what I'm saying? Second thing is, that girl probably was raised around black people. I'm gonna tell you, or not.
Or not.
No, I'm saying or not, but I'm just saying, like,
I can think of some people that we've grown up with that are from St. Simon's Island. White girls that did not have to put on their black scent. But what they did, and they hung around,
okay.
it's a black scent.
So let's talk about a black girl. Let's talk about a white girl from St. Simon's Island.
Right.
Because they still got their people though.
Right.
They can go back and forth.
Right. They do go back and forth. They only go to us when they're around.
Yeah, but versus a white girl that was raised in the city of Philadelphia. And it's just her and her family. You know what I'm saying? All around her is just niggas from Philly that went to high school with these people and boom, boom. So she's going to automatically pick up that accent.
I get it.
And I think it's more of an accent thing.
And I can think of some white folks from back home that I know, like my nigga Justin, R.I.P., Justin from Dickfield. That nigga, he was a white boy, but that nigga, he almost got the pass to say nigga. Because I mean, I know where he grew up at. Nigga, I know the niggas he grew up around. Like, shit, he probably should have been like an honorary member or some shit.
You're right. You're right. But I'm thinking more of the accent purpose of it.
Yeah.
See, on the island, they had the white side.
Right.
They're going to go back to their mansion.
Right.
They're going to come off Mallory Street and with slums where we at.
Right.
I mean that. You don't do all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To fuck with a nigga or to get some drugs or whatever,
yeah,
then they're gonna go right back
they
with the
gonna have a
weed.
good
And
time.
hey, hi Beckett, I got it. I got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do know people that was just that's all they knew. Was like all around them was just black people, and they just it was just the accent. They knew not to say the N word though. They
Right.
knew that part. But you know they picked up the accent just off what you hear every day. But I hate that everything that sounds ghetto and stupid or whatever. Like, oh, she's trying to be black. No, that bitch is talking about however she is. Where is she from?
Her.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Where is she from? That's how they talk.
That's you. Man.
And we ain't changing it. All them niggas scooping her up.
Right.
Bring around more black people. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with it, leave her alone and let her go back. But trust me, situation go down. I bet that white side come out of it.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Now go ahead.
So deep, yeah.
Huh?
I gotta remember.
But it's from Amber Rose too. You know, Amber Rose fought Jocelyn Hernandez on that show, right? When she was saying, because Amber Rose said she don't feel comfortable in black spaces because she's so light skinned. Right? But Jocelyn was like, nah, bitch, you know, you good in black spaces. You just trying to be white.
Yeah.
You know, that's the white space is what you're not comfortable in. And she's right but Jocelyn said it all wrong. That's why Amber Rose got up and started swinging at her. But really what Jocelyn was trying to say is like, bitch, don't get it twisted. You you strip in a club in Philadelphia, in the middle of Philadelphia. Right. Second of all, every nigga that you fuck with was every dude that you fuck with was black.
Right.
Kid's black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything you do is black. So you are comfortable in those spaces.
Right.
It's really you trying to be white. That's the space that you're not comfortable in. But I think Amber Rose caught a offense to that for whatever reason.
Because racism's still alive. Like, even when people don't think about the shackles and chains, there's still that racism, like that slavery mindset. There's house niggas and field niggas. It is. And people still have that mentality, like, the lighter I am, the more acceptable I am in this society.
Yeah.
When it comes to black people. But a lot, over the years, you know, the melanin culture and everything like that has been pushed hard because, like, black is beauty. And I don't know, people just, I don't know when, probably when none of us are alive, like, things will actually make a change. Because we have, like, grandparents and great-grandparents and great-grandparents that may be still alive that, you know, still have that hate and things in their heart. So we just got to kind of push forward. Huh?
They got grandparents who hate them. Our grandparents hate a little bit different.
Right.
It's a little bit different. Now I'm just saying that not to like correct you like that, but like it's different. Like our parents, that hate was taught to our people.
Right.
We were humble people, man. We believed these people. These people bamboozled us and got us all the way the fuck over here. And the shit that they did to us for 400 years straight, we got a reason to be mad. Why the fuck are they mad? They got the free labor.
Yeah. And benefited off.
We ain't too far removed from that shit.
And
We're not.
We know white people right now, their grandparents is involved in that shit.
Yeah.
It's still alive.
And still alive.
You know what I'm saying?
My grandmother was born in 1919. So her mother, if not a slave, was like right after the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is real. Like it's close to home, nigga.
My mama told me, and this my mama now, but she had to go behind the laundromat down at the pier by Mr. Dressler's. She had to go through the back door of the laundromat to wash her clothes.
Right.
That's crazy. This is my mama now.
Right.
That ain't, you know, that ain't too far removed.
Right.
So
That's far, man.
now, when it comes to who has the shackles and chains on this stuff, I want to get that answer from who actually has the shackles and chains on this.
The government.
The government or our own people?
I think I agree with Doc and the government because there's a lot of shit we don't know that they've done to us.
Yeah.
That's why they don't like the term woke. They don't like the term woke because woke is us knowing what the fuck they did to us, not just the fucking slavery, the shit that they've done as far as like with the welfare, how it's been manipulated to keep fathers out the household. The shit that they did to us when they redlined neighborhoods and we couldn't get land or property in certain neighborhoods, so they forced us into the ghetto. And then when we walk around with this crab mentality, just like Jay-Z said, crabs don't belong in the fucking bucket. Yeah, crabs don't be in the bucket. They gonna do that shit, but they're not supposed to be in the bucket. They're in the ocean, the most vast fucking life ecosystem in the ever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what a crab's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I'm done now. I'm done preaching.
But no, you good. Not only that, our people, we the most judgmental people on the face of this earth, man. Like we are the most judgmental toward when it comes to what we wearing, the car we drive, and about money and everything. Now, my thing is, we already going through enough with the goddamn government. You know what I'm saying? Right. We got to fight through that whole system.
Right.
And now,
life really,
learn behavior.
And now with my own people, I got to come out of the house a certain way.
Learn behavior.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I really don't want to sound like the nigga that blame white people for everything. But they were very strategic in what the fuck they did. Yeah, they were very strategic in making sure that the fair skinned people were in the house. We know that shit. We call them house slaves and field niggas. We know that. But that created discord amongst the slaves. Yeah. So they created the mentality of us going against each other.
And what you also had to get into too, that system has never stopped. All it is changed. You know what I'm saying? We got all this technology in our hands, you know what I'm saying? And it just changes. It gives you the illusion that it can happen. But it is. But like, I mean, you know, we went out last night and all us, you know what I'm saying, we educated black men, and all we were doing, we were just sitting there watching. You know what I'm saying? Observing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All this stuff comes from.
We had a breakdown play by play. Everything. When we get back in the truck, we're like, it's crazy. All the whole you know what I'm saying? Like, we scoured the whole building.
Exactly.
As people kept coming in, I was just picking up like patterns.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
Cause I only would have did that in that club, that type of club, black people club. And you know what I'm saying? Like I have to watch my drink, and I'm like looking around, like
watch me move,
watching my move, you know, boom, boom. I'm in a white people club. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing that bit wilding out.
Right.
Which that's still bad because I definitely need to be watching myself in that type of situation too.
Exactly.
But it's learned behavior.
Learned behavior.
Right. Soon I go in, I'm already on edge. I'm starting I'm looking at patterns.
Do shit wrong.
Like, oh boy, we thought trying to hustle you out that pool. So automatically we thought that.
Yeah.
He might have just wanted to play pool. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might just, hey, new guys. I just want to have fun.
But the way he kept coming at you know what I'm saying? When you just want to just do something, you know what I'm saying? But it's a different energy you give off. But he gave the energy out that he was a hustler man.
John, he was over there in that Versace shirt. He was trying to hustle. That nigga got some money. And I'm going to get it. I'm starting off with Doc. I'm coming to you, brother.
But it's like
I really trying to hustle him. That's why I was like, John gonna go ahead and take care of this.
I'm gonna send John out.
It was a wrong setting, and it was like, okay, brother, what you need? I'm just gonna give it to you, so you can just stop by. I'm not fit to play you in here. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you know, we go out, you know, we older brothers now, we can pay attention. But what gets me is, and I know I ask all y'all all these questions. It's coming from an older gentleman. How you got all this technology on white folks? They ain't talking. They ain't interacting when I go to these clubs. Now you go to the old head clubs, you know, we kind of getting like y'all, but not quite there. But how are you still having babies and relationships, but when I see the connection in just settings where you're just supposed to be relaxing and chilling out, I don't see that. I don't see black women talking to men. I don't see men trying to get up on sisters and none of that. I don't see none of that. But how you know what I'm saying? How you still having relationships? How you still doing it? How you still having babies? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to connect on his phone first.
Yeah.
Well, the clubs is just, we're not going to the club to meet women no more.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. You know what? I just feel like the generation.
Yeah, that's
what we have became.
Just about meet on the internet.
Yeah, you meet on the internet. They'll tell you to meet at the spot.
Right.
And we're gonna go from there. It just cuts the bullshit. That's how I look at it. It just cuts the bullshit.
And when you looked at it last night, it looked like the niggas came
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
And then the ladies that they told to meet them bitches showed up.
They showed up.
And I don't mean bitches like bitches. I mean,
Yeah.
On that J. Cole shit.
Like, I don't mean it like that. I mean, I don't know their name personally, so you know.
It just think about all the bullshit it cuts out. You remember when we was coming out, how nervous you was and trying to go to it, approach
Right.
Now it's already settled.
You just send it to
Oh, so you want to meet up here? But you seen the pictures of me, like we good. Unless it's a catfish, and you're gonna be in those situations. But it just cuts through it. Like she already feeling you.
Okay.
Off the conversation y'all had off the app.
Okay.
Now let's just go meet somewhere and talk.
Okay.
Back in the day, that was nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, what she gonna do? She's gonna say no." No, nigga, it's how she say no.
Yeah.
Cause if she turn around and say, "Get your broke dusty ass," like she start doing some shit like that, then you might get a drink thrown on you. It might be a situation. I'm just playing with that. But it's rejection is easier on the phone.
Okay.
I'm not face to face.
It's easier to do text message.
Yeah. You can say no from the phone and nobody even know about it.
Yeah. Don't hurt your feelings. You go to the next.
You reject me in public.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel a little.
All that shit.
Yeah. But you're right though, man. We go to these clubs. We all on the phone. We ain't even dancing no more. That's the part right there.
Like Larry's dog.
Man, y'all remember?
You be on the shit like that. Like that's the part right there. I mean.
And then you snap like, oh snap, man! Remember them days, bro?
You go in there want to dance with a chick.
I was
none of that.
I remember when I was young, you could go out. If you couldn't dance, you couldn't pull.
You couldn't, yeah.
You couldn't dance, you couldn't pull.
Well, look,
you couldn't dance and press. You couldn't pull. Then you go after that. Then you can buy a drink. Okay, then you can, she go outside, she check your car out, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But I learned them tricks. A lot of little tricks I learned. Even when I was young, you know what I'm saying? When you buy drinks, if you the baller, you buy everybody a drink. You ain't the baller, you buy the free. You get hurt, you buy the free. Yeah. 9 out of 10, you in there when you do that. But I go places, I watch folks, I be like, man,
his generation, they don't know how to take one for the team either. Ain't nobody thinking about it. You gotta do it every now and then. That's how you build your clientele.
Oh, you gotta have standards. So.
You gotta have I'm just talking about when you trying to, we was talking about that last time.
Yeah.
I ain't saying like,
girl
in a wheelchair. Like, all right, let me
get
the girl in a wheelchair. I'm gonna roll her up out of here to leave room for you to get the other, you know what I'm saying? But everybody want to be that nigga when it comes to the females. It's like, now somebody want to take one for the team, and then
nobody's gonna go out this house expecting to lose.
I got you.
Like, I ain't going out with I'm gonna be the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm engaged. I'm never that nigga again.
Let's
get that out of the way.
We talking about old ass.
So here we are.
Yeah.
I was never the nigga that was gonna be, even though I was probably the biggest nigga out there. I'm not gonna be taking one for the team, guys. I'm sorry.
I was
know my capabilities.
I was to take one for the team because I know what I can pull.
Right.
If you want a certain chick and you try to get one up out of there, because 9 times out of 10, that one's gonna do with anything I want because I just gave her attention.
Me to lose anyway.
I don't lost and win a lot. I lost to win a lot.
Sacrifice.
I sacrifice. I'm a sacrifice. I got you, my nigga. You want me to pull a girl up out of here? I got it. Cause she finna go buy me some waffle.
Y'all definitely.
And you might not even make it that far with the bad shit.
Right. Exactly.
But I know my capabilities. So
couple more meetings. We got to meet at this club a couple more times. Solidified.
I know when I'm capable of bullets, it won't hurt me. Now this is where we at too.
Right.
We out of town. I got you.
I feel
we in the city.
I just want to take
everybody knows.
I feel like I can get anything in the room. It just give me a little time.
But it's real out. Personality 2 wins, man.
Oh yeah.
It ain't about like
it's that charisma. What do niggas call it these days? Riz? Is that what they call it? Okay, Riz. We born with that. I'm Ramsey, bro. We born with Riz. Ramsey Riz.
I'll let you
ass nigga explain the whole thing, bro.
Get the crack of them jokes. Your pants coming straight off. You put them down, you even know what happened. No, stop.
Make them laugh.
Oh.
Okay, whatever.
She ain't even know
it's
me too. Pause.
What they say, man.
Run that back.
You make her giggle. The ass will dribble.
Oh my.
But this is some things that I feel like we're gonna have to accept as people, right? For one, that social media, like it's just that the way of courting women and all that. That just we just got to accept that. Now, let's go back to something that you want to talk about, like biracial type stuff.
Oh, I got a little situation when it comes to the biracial things. Actually, it's kind of like a cousin kind of topic. I also seen that if anybody that's ever worked for a Hispanic-based company, you would think it's so much easier because you feel as if both of y'all are kind of go through the same situations.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case these days. Like, we're really hated by everybody.
We are. Yep.
Excuse me, brother.
I would have never guessed like the same type of situations that we have been through. The same thing with Hispanic people, like, or Mexican people, to be exact. I feel like we'd be more connected. So the biggest question is like, do Hispanics are able to say the N-word?
Yeah. They've been saying it.
So
It's too late.
I never met one that would say it, though. Be honest with
You talking about Mexican or Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican, I know. I don't even consider them, what do they say, Latino? Puerto
Yeah,
Rican,
but you got to put them in the same boat.
Yeah.
Now,
yes.
I know Puerto Ricans gonna say it all day.
Right, yeah.
They damn near live in Harlem. And,
Yeah.
They live all the nigga places.
Yeah, it's
Mexicans.
part of it.
This, for me, my observation of growing up, Mexicans tend toward more to white people in their own.
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans tend more to black people in their own.
Right.
So it's like that.
Right.
I dated a Mexican chick, right? And she always thought Mexican chicks, black dudes cheated a lot just because they were black.
Wow.
But it's so crazy. All her husband cheated on her, and they was Mexican. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you was trying to prove. But either way, fast forward, you right. Everybody kind of hates black people, but want to be black people at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you saying versus the N-word, I think when it comes to Mexicans, of course, if they raised in LA or like those type of places, they probably gonna get that little pass.
Yeah.
But really, Mexicans really tend more to white people. They listen to rock music and shit, country, and all that. Puerto Ricans, they always get that pass because they part of hip hop too, though.
Yeah, and they look like us too. If somebody don't tell you they Puerto Rican, you assume that they black. You know what I'm saying? Light skinned, black. You know what I'm saying? You assume that.
Yeah.
Or it's in their language or in their voice. You might catch it.
And one of my best friends, he's from Harlem. It's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna check my guy over saying the N-words.
They niggas though.
They niggas, you know what I'm saying? The Mexicans are when I really have, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
They niggas too.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, they hate black people though. Like most Mexicans, that depends on where they're from. Like I said, depends on where they're from. Majority of the Mexicans hate black people.
Do they hate black folks?
They just think we are the dirtiest, nastiest, scammiest people in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, y'all Mexican motherfuckers are crazy. Like
that goes back to the propaganda Enoch was talking about.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's how they portray us everywhere.
But we got to accept that too. The Hispanics, Latino, they're gonna say that. I just got to accept it. Now, as far as biracial dating, that's something that we don't know what we want with that, right? Now, I don't give two shits at this point in my life. You want to date a white woman, or a white woman want to date, a black girl want to date a white man? Huh?
About your daughter though.
She already dated a white man.
Oh my God! No,
but he was like a corny white dude though.
I don't think anything wrong with that either.
It ain't nothing. It's like we're gonna have to accept this.
But you have to accept that them motherfuckers. The culture is totally different.
Totally different.
Yes, that's the thing about it. It's like, I'm not about to cut you
the
off.
soul ain't. I don't know. I don't want to say that.
No. But okay. But this is what I'm saying, though, right? We're gonna have to accept in the future. That's just going to be the way. I believe in the future, everybody gonna be the same damn color. Everybody gonna be looking like Drake.
Long time.
I'm talking about 300 years, 400 years in the future. Now I'm talking about
it's gonna be like.
Now we got Zion.
It's gonna be like Bruno Mars. Probably Bruno Mars.
You think Zion done?
No, I'm talking about Zion with his choosings these days. We're
gonna have a blended family. Everybody gonna look like Bruno Mars and Drake. And
Yes.
Weekend.
Yes, in the future.
In the future.
And I think my thing is, when people become celebrities and stuff, they either go white or they fuck a black stripper porno chick. I have no idea why they just can't get up there. And then some people get mad. Oh, he got fame, nigga. He went and got that, or a light skinned chick, or fairly light skinned chick, or a white chick or something. You know what I'm saying? And then when the black men do it, they get crucified on the internet.
Yeah.
But then you got Serena Williams, white dude.
Corny white dude with that.
All them black female celebrities, they all got.
Yeah.
And they got like the corny looking Eve. Come on, Eve. We never thought Eve would do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like praise in that area. That's why I'm like, I just got to accept this on both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be biracial dating like that. At the end of the day, you can't stop the heart like that. You can't stop the vibe. You can't stop the heart. Right. I don't give a fuck that he could be an alien.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a green alien. You know what I'm saying? The vibe is there. Someone gonna fall in love with that goddamn alien.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Somebody for everybody.
Somebody for everybody. So I think that we just gotta. That's one of the things we just gotta accept as black people. Like it's biracial shit just going to happen, man.
And I think too with
inevitable.
that dating the white folks and all that, the white guy, the white women. I think that's more of the older generation because my daughters they dated white guys.
Mm-hmm.
They brought them to the house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really stop love.
Yeah.
If I
ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
We get the little,
check them out. You know what I'm saying?
But also I do know niggas though. I just hope I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
The niggas be fucking up some shit.
That's my thing. That's my thing. When they brought them home, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, is my daughter's gonna be happy with this?
Yeah, you just gotta.
No matter who it is, if you gonna treat her right, you ain't gonna be beating them, fighting and all that stuff. And then I gotta come manhandle. You know what I'm saying?
You know what throws me off though? Like the black women that go to historical black colleges and they marry a white dude. And the thing, it throws me off at the end of the day.
Them niggas.
Yeah, they seen it. When I was younger, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would you even do all that? But then now, they older now, I'm like, you just want to be happy? Nah, it's just all about being happy. Did he lock himself inside the house? No,
Yeah, I mean,
he got some water now. He
that shit happens. Interracial dating, it's gonna happen. Whatever the hell going on, you like what you like. It's a lot more prominent in different cities. You go to fucking LA, everybody fucking everybody.
Midwest.
You go, and when you go like to like a Wisconsin or something,
oh yeah,
they love niggas. It's a lot of, or like a Seattle. It's a lot of mixed people walking around. Trust me, a lot more than you would expect. There's a lot more intermingling, definitely in the South, of course. And that's where we from. So we don't see that shit. It's like a damn lie.
I think a lot of the simple hang-ups, you know what I'm saying? The younger generations, they done with that stuff. They moving. They
just want to be
moving
free,
different
man.
ways.
They just fucking. The younger generation is just fucking. They just fucking. Who is fucking? They are fucking. I don't know how they fuck. Like my boy said, they be in the club. They talk each other.
They talk each other.
It's a million babies.
Yeah, they fucking they ain't talking to
Nah, they texting each other right next to each other. I'm telling you, they bitches like the sneak. They sneaky.
Yeah,
motherfuckers are sneaky. They be on Snapchat and
It's
shit.
something else.
Sending little sneaky messages and shit. Like,
Y'all ain't the same Snapchat, man. Now you're able to save messages and shit.
Yeah, Snapchat that fucked it up.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of Snapchat.
Yeah.
24 hours is gone.
Yeah, I give y'all that.
Nah, even 24 hours.
Not even 20. Yeah, after you read it, it was supposed to be gone.
Yeah, I give y'all that. That does. Now when I think about it, that does cut down a lot of the rejection. Because I remember, you go to the club back in the day, and them girls would turn you down, then your boys clowning.
You could be super bold. You could be bold. Do you see when these motherfuckers be posting these little thirsty videos? You see them niggas that respond on this shit. I'm like, I could never be one of them. One of them nice job baby niggas. One of them weird niggas in the comments.
That would never have the heart to say that in person. Now they can say
it sounds weird. It sounds weird when you read it, bro.
Crazy stuff on the phone, man. You can say about whatever,
Like they say some corny ass shit. You actually type that shit. That means you read that shit again and was like, "This cool. I'm gonna send it." And then you sit right, and that shit dumb as fuck. Like, do you really think this
your
person is gonna
asshole after you
respond to
take
you?
a shit? Like they said the most that's how that.
Then you go to that nigga and he got a line up.
Yeah. Or a picture. Or it's just a silhouette of the fake, the
boss nigga
the
on
picture that comes with it is a white
That
head.
nigga got the apple flower.
Yeah, I know.
Nigga got a tulip.
The internet brought the perverts out though. They cannot ain't hide no more. That's what I hate. These phones,
Yeah.
people saying the nasty, and that's why niggas, old ladies don't even be on social media like that. You know what I'm saying? Or niggas don't even post it. If you're a real nigga, I don't know why you post it on it like that. I'm talking like all the time.
Right.
Because
I agree.
niggas will say some disrespectful shit.
Now I got to fight this nigga.
Yeah,
I know him.
I gotta fight this nigga.
I'm bump this nigga in the club.
No, but it be a nigga from North Dakota though. It be a nigga that far.
Hey, I ain't with no
Now I
niggas
got
from
to go
North
fight
Dakota.
some buffaloes and shit to go find your.
I ain't with no nigga from North Dakota.
You know that nigga got buffaloes in his yard. Nigga. That's they
I ain't with no nigga from North Dakota. I know the bottom of his car rusty than the bitch right now.
And that's
Rusty
another
bottom
thing.
car ass nigga.
That's
That's your
another thing at the
buffaloes.
end of that too. You get to hear or listen to folks or hear folks' opinion. Years ago, you would have never even paid any attention to. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember my generation, we didn't really have that internet and stuff like that. And we learned out about it. We learned stuff about it. It took a while for it to get to you. Now everything instantaneous. You know what I'm saying? You go to a bad restaurant, boom. At the club, John, boom. You know what I'm saying? The 5 days.
So you get a lot of money now.
Oh yeah. You save you a lot of money. I get that.
I reviewed this fucking house we at right now.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
I did too.
One hating ass nigga almost made me not pick this bitch.
Really?
Yeah, because he
Oh,
talking
man.
about, I wish they would have told us the rules and all kind of shit. We did whatever the fuck we want here. And ain't nobody saying nothing. We got this pool back here, we got this sticky, we got this, you know what I'm saying? We doing our thing.
But we are homeowners, so we looking at it a little different than regular cats.
We ain't going crazy, we, you know what I'm saying? We just needed the space.
Yeah, we chilling, you know what I'm saying? Come in,
But they gotta worry about
that's
other
a full
people,
house.
like younger, I guess younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And people coming in
Doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
doing dumb
shit,
stuff.
yeah.
And hey, it's so crazy that maybe TMI, but you realize there's no locks on the doors.
It's locks on the doors. It's at the bottom.
Yes, at the bottom.
Right there. It's a little. You've been high for a couple of days.
I had to figure it out too.
You might not even made it that far.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. There's lots
Now,
of doors at
this
the
is what
bottom.
I came with, man. Nobody wanted to tell me.
Yeah, it's right under the door. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the door closed. We ain't coming in your room.
Well, you good.
I'm talking about in the bathroom.
No, it's actually like it's a lock right,
Yeah.
literally right under the
I'm
lock.
under the helper. Yeah.
You looking for like the clack? You know what I'm saying? Like clack.
I was too.
Yeah, I was too. I think it fit around. Like I was a blind nigga, like feeling for the lock. Once I saw it,
would come in this
It's
goddamn
upgraded, bro. It's upgraded.
But actually, I feel like it's kind of like a good thing when people like come, like Panama City Beach, they be drunk. If you're actually drunk, what's the odds that you actually push that button?
oh no, trust me, I found everything sober
Yeah.
before I even started drinking. Let me fix
Right.
this. That
Yeah. Where is this at? Where the lights at? Yeah. Where they keep everything at? Okay. Now I know. They go from there.
That's why I feel like Panama City Beach was like it was more different back in the day.
We got.
I don't know how to do it.
It don't ring number.
Oh!
Yes.
It's shot o'clock, y'all. Everybody stay tuned. You know, if you're at home, you know what I'm saying, get your shot ready too. It's Saturday.
I don't know how much left in this bitch. You might go get the other bottle.
Oh, shit. It's another bottle in there?
Out of this.
I didn't know it was another bottle in
Not
there.
that.
Don't act like he straight now.
Yeah.
He straight now.
That's your shot glasses right there?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
use this.
Yeah, one of them. Okay. But now I just want to get one more before we get to this little second half.
Let's show you.
Yeah.
This shit pour heavy as hell, dog.
It's an awkward bottle.
It's an awkward pour.
Yeah.
Engineer,
It
man.
rolls.
So which one y'all say? 1942 or the Casa?
What? As far as what?
Like,
Top one.
huh?
Out of the two. I ain't gonna lie, this shit right here is goddamn. It's smooth as a bitch.
Yeah,
it's
Like,
smooth.
it hits now. It hits.
That be
When you take a whole shot of it, it hits.
We ain't trying to be like Drink Champs. Y'all know how I do it on my show. I been drinking for damn near 7 years on this show. Basically, Drink Champs copy my ass.
real couple.
But somewhere.
Yeah, okay, I keep it. Yeah, fine.
No, you good. You good.
What you doing?
Arthur. Yeah. Here you go.
Made it.
Yeah.
A little left to spare.
Yep.
Hey.
All right, man.
All right.
So figure out what we're gonna do tonight after this show. You know what I'm saying?
We
We're gonna
hosting
figure
the
it out.
Mid Show podcast. We
So, okay,
It might
that's
be-
good right now. Being
Oh,
so
that might be
good,
the
okay, that
that
works.
might be the show.
I'm gonna change the name of it though. I'm gonna change the name.
Where we at? Where we at? Because I mean, my nigga switched it up on me. I thought it was Mid Show podcast.
Nah, it's always been MID because it's
The acronym.
yeah.
MID
There's periods in between.
podcast.
Well, you know, we've been saying Kelly
Okay.
Wyman
Do I not
the
put show
whole
in it?
week.
No, it's MID
Sure.
podcast show.
Oh,
But I'm about to change
podcast
it.
show.
All right,
MID Show podcast.
To my peoples.
To the world.
the breeze on came
Yeah,
through,
like,
Lou.
good shit, the breeze feel good though.
Oh, my God.
I was worried I was gonna be
Okay,
sweating on here like a nigga at that barbecue cooking on a grill.
We're gonna hop in this pool behind us. I don't know if y'all niggas can see that shit.
Yeah, there's pool behind.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to
That's
start with the
cool.
light was on, with the sun was still out a little bit. See how we doing it. Let's talk about 50-50 in relationships, man. For some odd reason, for the last couple of weeks, I had a lot of, female friends or people that's fans, females that's fans of the show, always tagging me in these clips of women talking about, and men, and it's so crazy, it's only black people, talking about going 50-50 relationship. Now,
Okay.
I understand it, women. Like, I brought it up earlier. If we 20 years old, me and you 20 years old, we got to figure this thing out. Yes, 50-50 going to have to be some type of deal. Maybe not 50-50. 60, 40, 70, 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take care of the rent. We talking about 20 years old, 21 years old, right?
Exactly.
We still in college or we ain't know what the hell we going to do with our life at this point. You ain't 35 plus, yeah, you might want to take care of majority of things. But this is my argument. Even though, like, with me, I pretty much pay 90% of every goddamn thing in my household, right? But, nigga, the cost of living is crazy. That's crazy these days, man. It ain't like back in the, like, I'm talking about 10 years ago when an apartment was renting out for $600-$700. Well, I'm talking about North Carolina.
Right.
Atlanta probably already been kind of high because it's the city.
Yeah,
But you still seeing the inflation in Atlanta, period.
Exactly.
Nigga, they got inflation. Nigga, I see.
Yeah,
They do because they really don't pay.
Yeah. So now,
What the fuck?
now this generation is changing. Everything is changing. To survive, y'all gonna have to 50-50 this bitch up.
Right.
And 50-50 is like two different things to me. I think a man should handle that household, like the rent, the mortgage.
Okay.
Now everything else after that, y'all gonna have to figure out how to bust that down.
Right.
Especially you got kids. You got kids. Yeah, I got Netflix, Amazon Prime, all that. Boom, somebody, you want to play Netflix? I'll pay the Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit add up too.
Yeah.
And the prices keep going up on those
Right.
things.
Exactly.
You want to go out to eat and stuff? We gonna have to fit. You get the next one, I get this one type shit.
Yeah.
And it's making it harder. It's harder now for a woman to be a traditional woman because they have to work.
Yeah.
Now this is the backside of it. Unless your kids in elementary school, you got to pay for daycare if they go to work. So it's everything. The government is like, it's crazy. It's like the inflation today is crazy.
Salt.
People owning these houses going crazy with the rent
Yeah.
because of inflation.
Going crazy what they charge.
Even these barbers are going crazy.
Yeah.
I used to get a haircut every week. I mean, I still get a haircut every week.
How much you
$10.
paying?
$40.
Yeah.
$40.
And that's
That's
nothing.
standard.
And I bet you that's nothing to y'all.
That's standard.
In
I
Atlanta.
pay
$40.
I pay 30.
Well, but
I know my
it's
barber.
30.
I'm usually friends with my barber.
It's 30. I just give him the $10 tip.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I know niggas that tip my barber a little more than whatever. But one thing about it, nigga, I'm in this chair every fucking week.
And that's why my barber give me.
I ain't gotta tip you, nigga. I'm coming.
My barber, my barber.
You can include that in your goddamn income.
Yeah.
Annual income,
And I
nigga.
bring my son.
Exactly.
My barber, he don't fuck with me with all that. Matter of fact, he mad that the prices went up. He don't own the barber shop.
Right.
My homeboy do. No, but the prices are still reasonable. It's really $25 for haircut.
Right.
Which is pretty
But I just throw them a little, I give them a
Right.
tip, boom, boom, boom. My barber don't. I come here every fucking week.
Right.
Now these barbers charging that $70, $80. It's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you the truth though. That nigga dad's a barber. He got his
How
dad
much
on a
you charge?
barbershop.
And no, go ahead.
$25, $30 a haircut.
Oh, that's regular. Okay.
You can go to Brunswick, bro. Cause you can get your haircut for $15.
Still.
A nigga charged me $30 to skip everybody. I was like, bet, nigga.
Yeah.
Shit, nigga, I'm doing this every time. If a nigga said it to me like it was a lot of money, I said, shit, man, you want to cut that shit like $30. I'm saying like $30.
But it's not about barbers. This segment not about barbers.
Right.
I'm saying with the inflation going on,
Okay.
everybody's going crazy.
But here's
I get it.
The pandemic too, though. The pandemic, like everybody was eating during the pandemic, but as soon as the pandemic was like kind of over, niggas was back struggling.
Yeah,
No, I think it's backwards. I think it's backwards.
Like everything started causing out the ass during the
When
pandemic.
I was a guy in the
Because they
Canada,
know everybody was
I
getting them
think
checks.
I think you said it backwards. During the pandemic, everybody was struggling. After it, no, I'm not. I wasn't either. I'm in the middle. I'm talking about the
people were
average.
getting like had a fucking PPP loan.
Niggas was getting a lot of free money. Niggas get a lot of free money.
No, I'm saying.
Niggas the checks.
I got you.
Yeah, we was getting
I'm
free
not.
money
I'm not
for
talking about like.
pandemic.
Of course, they were trying, but they had to do something eventually.
Exactly.
They didn't know how long the pandemic was going to happen.
Well, I take it back.
It's a lot of business
Your
that shut
view
down.
of the pandemic may be different than our view of the pandemic. We was in Georgia. Georgia did not shut down.
That's right.
Nothing shut
I
down in
think
Atlanta.
we did a
We
show.
owned a fucking club, niggas.
Yeah, I
and the
think we did a show.
niggas was in designer masks.
Yeah, we did.
And Biracial, nigga.
Okay, yeah. That's right. So we did a show in Macon.
Atlanta did not shut down.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
our view of it is different because we was getting that money on top of actually working. They was sending me. I'm working for Amazon, and they sending me checks. Like I'm still getting my stimulus, and I'm still getting my check from Amazon, and I might have another unemployment coming in. Because you know how niggas do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
The niggas were eating.
Eating
North Carolina shut the fuck down.
I went to, and it was crazy because after we never closed, but once we really opened back up, you know what I'm saying, we still did it before anybody else.
Yep.
So we went to visit. I think we went to like Houston or somewhere, and then was still kind of shut down. I'm like, y'all niggas still closing at 12.
Yeah. 12. Before 12.
North Carolina was done at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
The only thing I was over at the Circle K. That's the only thing you can go to.
Man.
We look. So many people lost their fucking they lost their minds and their jobs, their business in North Carolina. I mean, the city was dark at 7, like dark. Everybody was out there.
And Amazon was like, look, these niggas is not shutting down. They built as many facilities as they could in Atlanta because they know we was a state that
That was smart. That was smart.
So when some shit like this happen again, they got all these facilities. Atlanta still gonna be pumping. All throughout Georgia, all throughout Alabama. That's well, I don't know about Alabama. But Georgia definitely, we was wide open, dog. Nigga was still able to party and smoke hookah, nigga. So
No, okay, yeah, we did a show.
We blow it out.
Blow it out. So,
Fucking COVID smoke.
yeah, exactly.
Blowing out COVID.
They just gave us plastic hoses and was like, y'all niggas go for it.
I was doing this question. I was working the whole time.
Yeah, it depends on what job. I mean, I was in the military, so
Yeah,
my check did not stop, man.
Well, I think
Well,
what now is
I was
it's,
off for a year and a
it's an
half.
excuse they're using to get a lot of them companies. They're using that excuse now to get their money back because when they was paying all them checks out, that stuff was through
It's a loan.
insurance and stuff like that. Your unemployment insurance that your company paid for you and all that stuff. So now everybody come up with these excuses to make prices higher so they can get their money back. That's what they doing now.
And niggas just,
Has anybody ever told you had a radio voice?
Huh?
That shit sound like Doug Banks.
Look, nigga, for the last 2 days, for one reason, I told you,
You sound
nigga,
like Doug Banks.
for 2 days, I say you look like Scarface.
Yeah,
I ain't know.
yeah.
Now you look like Prince J, nigga. Like, now,
You taking the J.
Jay Prince. Yeah, nigga. Now you look like Jay Prince, nigga.
Multi-talent.
What the hell just happened?
Bro. You know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah,
You sound like Charlie Wilson.
Nigga, you sound like Charlie Wilson, look like Jay Prince, but after glasses, you look like Scarface. He just a legendary OG, nigga.
That's it, Azul, man. That's all, dude.
Hey,
Nobody fuck with Drake. Okay, Drake is like my son, nigga. Drake is like my son. Nobody fuck with Drake.
We've been drinking good. Yeah, good thing to it. I think a lot of them cubs they using these excuses to get their money back.
Yeah.
So because now they can make an excuse. Oh, you saw it on one of the commercials on TV. The little girl, she was selling lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
Guy went to go get lemonade. Lemonade $5. You know what she said? Shipping issue. You know what I'm saying? So everybody using these excuses to get their money back, and they're gonna do it so far till they can't do it no more, and then the prices will come back.
And also, they know we gonna pay it.
Yeah, we gonna pay it.
I went to a barber, nigga. They charged me.
especially
The
gas.
starting price was $50 at this one barber shop in Fayetteville. This the starting, right? And I'm like, damn, starting? So it don't matter what haircut I get. And then I got in the chair, right? And this is what I had moved back to Fayetteville. So I had to figure out, you know what I'm saying, in my area that I lived in, like what barbershop I'm going to go to now.
Right.
Because my nigga got a barbershop in Fayetteville, and he's fucking out of his goddamn mind.
Right.
He's starting at 40, 50, his goddamn self. And this nigga can't even cut. And he can't even cut like that. Like, it's not even that serious. Like,
I
nigga,
understand inflation affects them too.
Yeah.
So you gotta go up on the
Yeah.
price. But $40 a head.
and this is the thing. If you're a good barber, you're gonna make
That's
money.
what
You can charge $20 and make the damn money if you're a good barber. If you're a good barber, everybody gonna wait for you.
Yeah.
Hey, on my mama, Brunswick, everybody.
Think about
The
what?
barbershop,
Think
the
about-
barber
no,
niggas
hold on.
out of Brunswick is crushing all the. I'm just saying. The
Think about what,
barber out of
though?
Brunswick
What do I need to think about?
All right, so my
$40.
from my personal experience, my dad's been cutting my hair since like 4 years old.
Boxwood, your dad cut my hair too. He didn't even know it. I lived in the area. I was walking at the time. I walked to that same very barber shop, and that nigga dad cut my hair, dog.
And that's crazy that we're almost like
Small
damn near 10 years apart.
Small world.
So
Wow.
just think about how long, like people say that I can't do desk jobs. Imagine having to stand all day on your feet cutting hair. Like, would you rather, like, to be honest, like, my dad actually, people don't know this, but when he was younger, he got, dogs, and he got his leg bit and everything like that. So he's had kind of a bad situation with his leg and everything. So just imagine, like, having to stand for, like, we sit down or we work, we do our 12-hour shifts. But most time, like, I'll say we work about maybe 6 hours, damn near 10.
Did your daddy ever sit on the stool when he cut people hair?
No.
Bruh.
So what's
I
the?
kid you not.
I want to. I already got something for this, but go
I've been
ahead.
doing it for 20, but doing for damn near 20 years.
Okay. So
8, 10
so
hours.
What's
maybe
the?
maybe 30
When does
minutes.
the price rise though? What's the reason of the price rise?
Because he stand on his feet.
Well, okay, if the thing about it, just like, man, my bills already went up. This is just non-biased.
We agreeing with the inflation now.
Okay,
We talk about how high they put in the price. That's what we talking about.
Do you think $40?
But go ahead though. I'm trying to figure out. Give me all right. So you said he got hurt,
Right.
and he a barber, and he a barber, right? He got hurt, and he still chose to be a barber.
Right. I mean, sometimes
A stand-up job.
That's stand up job. That's what I'm saying. Like, my thing is,
God.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, but as the customer, you got hurt. I'm just the customer, and you still chose to do this stand up job after you can't stand up that long no more. As the customer, you putting it back on me though. Now I'm gonna charge you extra.
You see it from the inside looking out.
Yeah, and I get it, I'm not getting it.
That's just for example, because other people that are not in this matter, just standing up, it's a job that you have to do. And when it comes to inflation, I mean, maybe I'm biased.
You have to be biased because this is my thing.
But it had to rise at some point.
But it has to rise. I'm not knocking that.
A good number.
But when everybody, look, you choose your profession, man.
That is true.
You choose it, bro. When I did 20 years.
Sometimes it choose you.
It's but at the end of the day, you choose.
It choose you.
It choose you, but you still choosing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the Army for 20 years, nigga. I did whatever I did. I can't even complain.
Right.
Y'all niggas going to get shot at all goddamn day. I can't. That's what I chose to do. Nigga, I chose to raise my hand and come here to protect y'all niggas.
Yeah.
So I can't complain about it, and I'm not finna put it on anybody else either. I chose this thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I got fucked up, my leg got fucked up. If my leg got fucked up, right? You think I'm gonna sit in that army?
You don't have to sit.
They're not going to sit you in the army. They're
You
going
don't
to
have
kick you
to.
out.
Okay, but
It's a difference now. It's a difference.
It's not too much of a difference. I'm saying that you chose your
It's
profession.
different between goddamn breaking your leg as a barber.
Okay, then, but the thing is, you might have to.
I much
You might have to switch some things in your life because because right now you blaming me for what happened to you. That's how I'm gonna look at it.
Right.
And I know with the price, and I know you raise the price, the less things you got to cut, and you get up out of there. I got it,
Right.
but then nigga, my paycheck didn't change though. I've been paying you this for years.
I'm a
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like you putting because now you putting on me though.
Right. It's sad to say that it's a dog eat dog.
It is. I'm not saying that it's never going to change. It's never going to change. That's another thing that accept.
Oh yeah,
Because in the same breath, because they inflated the price, your paycheck might have got a little inflated too. I got a raise.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got a raise this year.
every time in the military when them benefits
And it was what we got. I ain't gonna tell you,
I
nigga,
just
business
don't
was
understand.
more than $2.
Yeah, we was
I just don't understand, like, what are you doing differently with the haircut that you
Here's my
pushing it
thing.
up?
Putting that base, putting that goddamn hair five on your mother.
And I didn't ask for that, niggas. I said that shit right there. I blocked that shit. I blocked that shit like this.
Whoever cut the hair
I just want to say, yeah, cut a big get.
on Blackish, I pay the bread. Yeah, you ever seen that show? Them brothers had used to be late. I pay it. I
got some balls for the
I gotta find them.
I got a
But it don't last long, though.
right now.
It don't last long, though, when you get
Shout out
it.
to my barber.
And these barbers making up shit to charge extra. They making up. Now they trying to wash their hair and all that. Bitch, no, I don't do all that.
Somewhere just you go around.
Don't
and
wash
you
my
see
hair.
Everybody else.
Shout out my barber. AJ.
So you just go up on your price. You know what I'm saying? Just to stay in.
But the main thing is,
Shout out Zara.
and not about your dad. Your dad doing what he got to do to survive. I'm not even knocking that. Like you said, it's a dog eat dog world. That's one of the things we got to accept.
Right.
Well, I mean, he ain't trying to put off.
Shout out to them daddy because I've been back.
I mean, the price did go up.
No, it went up. I think it had to go up at some point. Because some people was charging $70 that they cut
I'm not
from
paying
celebrity.
$70.
And nigga cut for ACL.
Your dad still got to do some records. Your dad's, I know that's a black folks we round up
Right.
all day. Anything
$40 is definitely 50.
yeah, $30 is 50.
So you pay $70, man. If I get $30 tip, they got $100.
Anyway, in the world, anyway, ever in life, I pay a nigga $100 for a haircut.
No.
At this point in time, when we gotta charge each other $100 for a haircut, no, that's not. You can't go out somewhere. If you pull up or something, okay, I get that gas and all that shit, the convenience, whatever. But I'm not going to your shop and paying you $100 fucking for haircut. You can kiss my ass. I don't give a fuck what you do.
What if they
do?
do
Beijing,
other jobs they doing? They do now.
Dude, what? Yeah, what are you saying? Now they making up stuff
now.
to add. Nigga might lick your eyebrows or some shit. Like, nigga, I ain't ask for that. That's the that's extra $5. Nigga trying to wash your hair. Nigga, don't wash my hair.
My nigga Eric is a barber, and that nigga be putting the toupee. They ain't called toupee.
The hair units.
The units.
Right.
Now, he deserves every dollar he get because he bring niggas back.
And that's different, though.
I get that's different.
He do hair BLs.
That's a hair BL. Yeah, you need to charge extra for that.
You do it. You hair facials, that kind of stuff. Taking care of men's skin.
You got to nigga, when I leave my chair back and I need the steam blowing.
Right.
Bro, don't need $100, bro. You got that. You got to impress me.
You got to impress me.
And food. Give me some food.
Yeah. If you go to American Cuts, they can't cut niggas' hair. They will give you a free shot.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Twice. I got 2 free shots.
But
You
absolutely right. Everybody,
you ain't gonna know.
everybody's adjusting, but some people just doing too much.
Oh yeah.
Your dad still got regular prices. I'm just talking about as a barber in general.
Yeah.
All that stuff played.
Your dad prices is
Yeah.
the regular.
And in just in case your dad sees, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying in general, inflation. Everybody's just losing their
He
mind.
might have an opinion on it though, you know.
What?
If his dad see it, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a great.
I mean, as a barber, he's going to bring out the woodworks to explain to me.
He probably bring shed more light on the situation.
You're right.
He's been doing it for years. Over 20 years. I know over 10 because shit, nigga, at that time, nigga, I was down there, nigga, in 2011, 2012.
And some people just losing their minds, man. They charging like crazy.
Everybody, you gotta think about it too, especially when you're like a business owner and like the rent's going up also.
Yeah.
And things
I
like
know. That's what I'm saying. So all that plays a part.
And the same brand
plays a part.
It's a dog.
It's whatever building that they roof.
They bring it up on you. You got to bring the booth rent up on these.
Yeah,
and
these
these
niggas,
niggas got to bring the price up
it's
the booth
crazy.
rent and all this shit.
crazy.
So they overhead gonna be the same.
Like I said
That's
earlier,
crazy.
they just gonna keep it
That's absolutely right, especially in Atlanta.
till they can't.
And you know, Atlanta doing a decent.
And that's
that.
it.
Yeah, yeah, Riverdale doing it.
Riverdale?
The South Side.
Yeah,
they
so
gonna,
yeah, especially in like cities.
That
I know they
shit,
charging them
that
crazy
break
for that.
shit. They on some different shit. They're trying to diminish this dollar. And the goddamn U.S. media acting like everything hunky dory, but it really ain't.
They're really not.
Shit real shaky out here.
Yeah.
Shit, man, you're not gonna be able to go out of the country and you can be paying more
nigga,
money.
what? Nigga, you gonna go to Mexico and you ain't gonna be able to afford it. That's crazy. And we're a long way away from that. I'm talking shit. We are so far away from that.
I tell you
You
about
know,
this.
the first man trip we supposed to be in the DR though. You know what I'm saying? And we had the accommodations locked down, but the freaking airplane. I mean, we could have swung it.
They
but-
wanted $800 to go to the DR. I paid $800 to go to Hawaii.
It was 8
That was a
plus.
first time to go too.
It was 8
This
plus.
time, let me see. Hold on. The second time I went, hold on. I just went last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
you paid $800 last year.
Delta was tough.
That's how you don't give you too much.
We flew Delta, and I know that shit wasn't cheap.
Delta was muscle.
But I ain't gonna lie.
gas and new tires, new paint.
Yeah, Delta be trying to
Delta was tax.
scary.
But Delta pay for his peace of mind. On Spirit, you might have to pay
that's
nigga
insane.
down.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to throw hands at
And my nigga been on signed seats on the Hey, find a seat.
That's a different
Welcome to Spirit. Find a seat.
I never flew Spirit.
I almost did
I
the
did it once
Vegas.
and I went to my
The fact that it's called Spirit,
Yeah.
I just needed to get there and get back.
that's what you gonna be.
I mean, I
that
think
shit
it's
so
cool
big.
if you just stand. I mean, right over the. It just me personally.
I heard the
You
seat
stand
was like
over
dead
the
ass on your
United
ass.
Them bitches look like lawn chairs.
They got Airbnb seats in that bitch. They got Airbnb
You
seats in
stand
that
right in
bitch.
the United States.
Can I lean back? No.
Nope.
You start flying over that water, man.
Nigga, get out that bitch with T.I. back.
Yeah,
Nigga back
that's what I'm
straight.
saying.
Big did a motherfucker with
Yes,
that.
man, you
Come out that bitch.
That nigga back to the street. He like relaxed
Come out that bitch for perfect posture.
Very economically correct.
That is Zool kicking in. We all over the place.
That's the beauty of
We actually still talking.
we can go all over the place.
Yeah.
I got ADHD, so my
These
shit
shows go 2-3
I should
hours.
be like this bitch, nigga.
My shows go 2-3 hours. But last subject though.
Okay.
Is it last subject?
I mean, we can add something.
We talking shit.
All right.
What's going on? I like to talk shit.
I know.
This should be my profession.
Shit,
Yeah, we still got to eat dinner. We ate
We ain't shit.
We ate yeah. We still ain't dinner.
Goddamn. Can we come back? Can we do it later? Can we do it
Who
late?
you want to do part 1, part 2?
We really fucked up.
Hey,
Not gonna be.
not gonna be able to sleep like this.
Yeah,
You know, man, fetal position.
In the fetal position.
Nigga sleep,
Right on.
nigga sleep like a Muslim.
She got
Good night, man. Never thought it would.
That nigga sleep like a Muslim.
Is your page private or something? Why can't I share this?
Yeah, it started off private.
Okay.
Can we fix it?
Nah, because of so many people that's on it.
It's gonna lose all the shit.
it ain't even that. They want to protect their privacy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, I was in the military. I had to hide it because I'm talking reckless on this bitch. But so I could start a new one.
Man, I'm telling you, I couldn't share it like I wanted to. I promise you, people would have jumped on this.
No,
shit.
you could share it. Then I just add them.
I did.
You know, that's too much for
I
niggas.
just copied the link, and you know, you ain't want to copy the link and all this shit.
No, they might still add. They may, don't think it's that request the.
I shared it to
I
my
like it
cousin.
private
My
because
cousin
we
got a little
can.
group.
Only reason I like it private because
I mean to say
we
little.
can say reckless shit and I can fix it. And then
Right.
Put it
Yeah,
on.
I see what I'm looking like.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah, just share it to them. Just tell them
That
the
Red
page
Bull,
you
though,
got.
I ain't gonna care.
What?
Red Bull time.
It's Red Bull time?
Hey, you about to slide out after this?
Yeah, we're gonna go get something to eat.
She said, "Is that Crab Island?" Yep.
Sure, know what the fuck.
So what was the
Last
topic?
one. LeBron hate.
LeBron is the
He
best.
tried to bait me.
He
in.
made it. Yeah,
He knew this was gonna be a good one.
LeBron is the best of my
Well, yeah.
generation. So I'm just gonna say
I
that.
agree.
I just don't like that. Like, disrespectful hate, though.
He
Like,
flops
everybody, that's the name of the game,
a
though.
lot. It just looks different when he
Yeah, because he's so big.
When he that big, it's like nigga, like he nigga be laying on the ground and shit, and he does it a lot. That's really my only quail. What they call it?
Let's really quarrel with the guy.
That's talking about LeBron flopping. Nigga, are we at odds? No, we're not at odds. I just like the nigga flopping.
The thing is that
You
dude
call
does in his career. It's just like, it's amazing to me. It's like, now I ain't gonna lie, I never hated him, but I wasn't a fan of him when he went to the Heat, right? But at the end of the day, he still won the championship with the Heat.
LeBron's been the
Hey, you know, one thing I just want to say before I say this, that it is, I feel like it's just a deal breaker. LeBron became a billionaire younger and sooner than Michael did.
Shut the fuck up.
Man, don't start
That's
that.
it.
But see, they try to compare this. It's a different day and age. The money's different.
Yeah, exactly.
$1 billion ain't the same $1 billion it was 20, 30 years ago. It was a lot harder to get to back then than it is now because inflation. They pay more for everything, so everything costs more, and then everybody makes more money.
But if he's so likable, then why couldn't he gather the different companies or businesses to get him to that point?
I don't care about it. First of all, Jordan's not likable. He's a great basketball player.
But
Nobody asked that nigga to be likable. We only asked that nigga to dunk on everybody. And he did that.
Yeah,
So,
he did that.
So and he may not be likable, but his shoes are likable.
Yep.
Very, very likable. So where motherfuckers had to go buy them to sell them again, likable.
And he did
Is
a lot
LeBron
of
that likable?
And he started a lot of
He
stuff.
should be likable.
He should be.
I don't know why he's not, though.
Because it was a different era. This was the nigga who first did this shit.
Right.
You see, if you would have watched the little Nike movie, nigga, they showed you, nigga,
They
the first
overdid it.
nigga to do
They
this shit.
overdid it.
First one, man, he did a lot of stuff first.
No matter what the
He
fuck
set
they
it up for everybody
no matter
else.
what the fuck they detailed. It looked very detailed to me.
I think it was too much. I think they added.
Even if they did. Bro, the nigga I think Michael Jordan actually wanted to be with Nike. I think it was a flex that it was like, he don't want to be with y'all. Adidas wanted them and shit like that. Nah, these niggas are offering you a little bit of money, but for a lot of shit. I get it. But look at you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike ain't no likable person. I probably wouldn't even like that nigga just talking to him. But I like the way that nigga hooped, dog. He changed the game. He was the first. I can't say the first LeBron because the nigga wasn't no number one draft pick or no shit like that. But the shit that nigga did is fucking legendary.
The thing about it is, like, you gotta think about it like this: how they both actually came up, though.
How they came up?
LeBron in the spotlight, like, Jordan wasn't in the spotlight.
He wasn't.
No, he built himself.
He wasn't.
He practiced hard. He worked at his
built
skill
that
set.
shit.
But the thing about it, LeBron lived up to the expectations.
He
was
did.
groomed.
He did.
He was groomed.
I don't think LeBron was groomed.
He was groomed. They saw something in him, and them niggas fed into him.
But he still lived up
But
to the expectations.
He did. But he was groomed.
A lot of NBA players got a lot of
He was
hope.
groomed.
Zion
I mean,
Williamson.
you as far as
Nowadays,
you right.
nowadays they groom. especially
There's
after,
a lot of niggas
after
that
LeBron.
didn't
Because LeBron's success is damn near documented from day one. Like you can see this nigga playing in like, fucking elementary school, high school, all that shit.
That nigga was
His
6
shit is
foot middle
documented. After niggas watched these videos of LeBron, then they started grooming kids.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, we see the whole process. To make a LeBron, you got to start here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jordan just a hoop.
But
He could just hoop.
you said that, but they still didn't live up to LeBron expectations though.
Who did?
Nobody.
No.
But I see what he's saying though.
LeBron's a football player that plays basketball.
That is
He will truck.
My thing is, I think
the first one's good. I give you that.
I think the level of competition is way different than what Jordan played on.
Yeah,
And it's because of Jordan.
yeah, it's because of Jordan.
It's
No. Jordan had his time.
Yeah,
Jordan's an iconic player. He's like a god.
One thing
I mean, I'm not gonna knock
when them niggas seen Jordan, they wanted more of that shit.
Yeah.
So let's study this nigga.
right. So
You know what I'm
everybody-
saying? You had, hey bro, you got to read something. Somebody had to show you that you got to bounce this bitch 3 times and then study step to the left to make this shit work. You know what I'm saying?
I just say people don't see that part though.
And then I'm gonna say this about the
Because everybody's being groomed, my fault.
Shout out to whatever the fuck.
Because everybody's being groomed at a young age to play ball now. They in training camps at 3.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Not
You know what I'm saying? Like you think the people that Jordan played against, but they probably just not even start playing basketball till high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was tall,
Right.
Right.
and then they really didn't get good until college, because they was tall,
Yeah.
and of course they weren't making that money.
Yeah.
So they went in on training camps on the summertime and all. They probably went to have a regular ass job.
Yeah.
You know, but it's so much harder to win these days. Because of Jordan, because of LeBron,
Right.
because of the AIs
Right.
and all that.
Yeah.
Everybody emulated these niggas. They're like,
Right.
it's gonna be, so now the whole league is
Yeah.
like, hey, it's supposed to happen though. It's supposed to happen though.
In order to win games against them niggas, you have to train niggas to defend that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which means you gotta train the nigga to defend the Curry shot. It ain't happening.
Man,
It
Curry
ain't
won it.
happening.
Curry
Only time that
won
nigga
it.
don't miss when he tired.
First of all,
It ain't happening.
everybody can't shoot like Curry either. Only for how much you
Everybody
got.
can't shoot like
Yeah,
Curry.
You
yeah.
just saying it.
You ever look at how he be like moving at all
You ain't a
times?
fucking shooter.
And now you got
You can take the risk.
now you got the big white boy from Denver shooting the ball behind his
That's it.
shoulder blade.
Ring the bell.
Now you gotta guard against that. How you guard against that? You know what I'm saying? This guy ball go up, past the goal, then come straight down. How you guard against that?
So back to it, like, I was hoping that the Heat win the series, but it ain't looking too good. But Jokic, she said that his icons were Magic, Jordan, and I think his name is Hakeem.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't know no Hakeem's for idols.
And niggas are like,
Hakeem's are new.
yeah, that just mid 2000s.
Yeah, nigga, Hakeem's are new. Nigga. Kareem's, they've been around for a while.
But
He kind of like an updated bird to me. I don't care what nobody says.
He is, man, but the nigga be literally hook shot niggas.
that's Kareem.
It's Kareem, bro. You can't guard a hook. It's hard to guard a hook shot. That shit's stupid as fuck.
Not only a hook shot, the nigga is 8 foot tall too.
Right.
8 feet.
Right.
And you shooting at the very top of
Yeah.
your
So
whatever
ball-
the fuck you call it.
ball
Y'all
goes
niggas
all the way
above.
above the goal, then come straight down into the goal. It's
Bro, you
hard to
can't.
defend.
And the niggas, and when he shoot his goddamn shot, it's from his fucking shoulder blade.
Hmm.
I ain't never seen a nigga touch their shoulder blades overhead shot. Nothing but that.
Yep. No spin on the ball.
That shit is
It don't
fucking.
bounce.
That
and nothing.
nigga's a freak of nature.
Just goes in.
He is actually. So let's get onto that subject. Also,
We're gonna be undisputed in a minute here.
we talk about racial. We talk about cultural appropriation.
Oh,
Everything
okay,
like
no,
that.
we split the gears for sure.
Okay.
But like I was talking about the other day, like, could you see him as the face of the NBA, even though he is not American?
No.
Not as long as Jock dunking out the jail. I don't give a fuck what they say about that nigga. I know he's a shooter and all that shit. Y'all trying to do that nigga.
He's a
But
good
once
player.
he passed all that shit, the way he dunks on niggas, He is who we want. I don't give a fuck what they say. He is who we want to be the face of the NBA. That's why everybody's so upset at this nigga. Like, bro, we just want you to do right so you can be that nigga.
Because LeBron's almost out the door, so there's gonna be a new face.
Yeah,
They try.
they trying to get jobs.
But them niggas gonna switch gears on job. I hate to say it. I don't think the nigga did nothing wrong. If you got guns, you can show them bitch whatever. You can tell the nigga be a role model, whatever. No. Nobody asked the nigga to be a role model. He's just a great basketball player. It is what it is.
That is true.
It is what it is. He lives in a state where guns are super fucking legal.
Yeah, but you gotta,
right.
you gotta understand though. They gave him a pass one time.
Yeah, they gave him a
They
pass.
gave him a pass. But who is they?
Yeah, but you can't say that. You can't say you can't say that
Go
because
to write your check,
I don't
man.
care what job. I don't care what job you do. If you do something
Right.
unprofessional
Exactly.
on social media in their uniform,
Yeah.
somebody gonna come for your ass.
Right.
All right, so I got a situation.
No, fuck all that. I'm gonna use two different examples. Like Jordan, whatever Jordan did, we wanted to do that shit, right?
Right.
Questionable, right?
Right.
Now, let's talk about I'm the owner, nigga. I'm paying you millions of dollars,
Right.
and you out here looking crazy, nigga. Like, nobody
to the level of niggas.
Yeah, but nobody thinks about the owner.
Some of
The
the
owner is the business. He's the one giving you your paycheck. You work for
nigga
him.
wants to see me shine.
I'm paying you. We ain't talking about. We ain't talking about thousands of dollars. I'm paying you millions, nigga.
Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of
I'm
millions for
still
you
the
to.
same kid.
You
from
work
wherever
for
the
me.
fuck I'm from. I'm still a kid.
I'm
I'm
gonna
still
say
a
this for this.
fucking kid.
Shannon Sharp said that he needs to be traded because of his. We talk about
Is he from Memphis?
No, he's from Minnesota.
Gotti and all of them from
What
there.
nigga finna go to the draft? Jazz.
You always want to play a saxophone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he go there
To the Milwaukee
saxophone.
Bucks.
I mean, the thing about it is he's gonna ball wherever he goes, but he needs a more positive environment. He needs to get away from his friends and everything like that. And
It's part of it, though.
That's part of it, man.
It's part of it.
He's
That
young.
hood shit is part of it. We like when that nigga did the gritty. We love that shit. But you don't love the shit that comes with the gritty. The same nigga whose song he listened to is a gun-toting ass nigga.
But you also got to think about the kids that
He
look
is
at that.
a kid.
he is a kid.
No. At the 22,
I'm not doing that.
23,
I'm not giving that excuse.
You know what I think?
I'm not
Because
giving
he's
him
rich.
that excuse
Because
he has kids.
Because he's
No,
talented.
because he has kids.
That doesn't fucking matter. That doesn't make you no mature because you had a fucking child.
You know what I hate about that?
Because you had a fucking
No, I'm not, okay, we always young. I understand that. You're not. I don't know. I don't know. But I think us as 22, bro.
Out the car window.
Us as 20, we was broke though, nigga.
Yeah.
We wasn't the face of a fucking franchise.
Money don't change your mind instantly.
Hey, look, we got to figure out how old is 16 really?
They dropped $100 million in your lap.
How old is 16 really?
You gonna still be the same brat from 10 minutes ago.
If I
You
was
gonna still be
that,
the same nigga. You just got money. You may have an attitude because the nigga gotta talk to you different. You know what I'm saying? But in general, bro, you gonna be the same nigga, bro. It ain't gonna change your mind till you see some shit. The shit he's seeing is some fucked up shit. But I guarantee this shit gonna change his mind.
See, but
When
here,
they start talking about taking up money off the table.
but here's another.
But they still sold his
coming-
shoes though, and they sold out in like a day or two.
Because we like that shit.
coming from the older
It's the culture.
the older perspective, and then you looking at the guys that pay these guys check. They don't know nothing about that kind of stuff.
And that's the
So
problem.
that's what the problem.
That's the problem.
It's accepting to everybody in his age limit, maybe a little bit young or a little bit older.
Niggas-
But the people that pay his money, they don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the
Instantaneous
You're
information.
gonna be the face
Again,
of da-da-da-da-da.
right, we don't know nothing about
But
it.
the shit that make him cool.
Yeah, you talking about dudes my age and older. As a matter of fact, they don't know. They try to be hip. They ain't hip. They ain't that hip.
Y'all
And you
niggas
talking about
something. I don't want to
and
hear
you
that
talking
shit.
about older cats.
Your generation,
We was still,
Tupac niggas.
yeah, we was still,
Tupac
we
niggas
was
fucked that
still with the old stuff.
But we was
didn't
shooting
get-
up bang.
We didn't get instantaneous information. You could do stuff for years before folks find
Somebody
out.
else might
So
be
the
there,
same
maybe.
people now that's making these rules, making them laws, they the older cat. We don't know anything about that kind of stuff. And so they try to fit into it, and they can't really do it because they're not really there. Now the younger cats, this stuff is not a big thing to them. They see it all the time. But the jokers that write your check, we don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. Why am I paying you $200 million? You run around with your buddy, you got a gun in the air. Because when we was young, we didn't do that.
And then the crazy part about it, he said it was a prop gun. So
Yeah,
even
they
if it was
tried
a
to talk
prop,
about
whatever.
it was a fake gun.
We still didn't do it. We still didn't
I
do it.
argued the point, but that shit dumb. Why would you do that?
Whatever happened, just let that shit feel like you got to deal with that part.
And
Don't
that's what you got to
come out with the
understand.
fake gun and all that.
Recognize the situation.
The same people that
We all grew up with a lame, popular nigga.
Yeah.
This nigga lame as fuck, but some reason he got popular. Maybe he got the light eyes,
Yeah.
he had the good hair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga just popular off the look. But niggas be real slow. There's some niggas back home that I know that all the bitches went for.
Yeah.
And I know this nigga was slow. They was in my cousin class. See, my cousin teaches slow class. And these niggas was in there. And when you had to go take something to slow class, them niggas would hide their face.
Yeah.
But if one of them niggas y'all thought was popular was in that fucking
That's
class.
slow class.
I'm just saying.
On that square book.
I'm just saying. So we all know some niggas
on that
that
square
didn't
book.
deserve their position.
Exactly.
And if you said that shit, you would hate.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
they grow up, and sometimes they can hoop. John Morant.
Because all us look at it. You get
And I
that pass, that first pass, very rarely, if you got halfway decent sense, you're not doing that again. But for him to do it again, now you're looking at the people that set the laws of stuff. They older cats. They don't know anything about this instantaneous information. They don't know anything about this music. I remember my dad warning us about this music years ago, and I thought it was insane when he said it. He said, "But I'll tell you what my dad used to say though." He said, all the black men, black kids out here, they got two parents. You're gonna understand that you're gonna be able to tell the difference between reality and the stuff that's not reality.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't got a stable environment, you hear that music, you think you listen to that music, you think that's reality. And what's becoming now is that stuff that's not that crazy stuff we see in black people do, everybody do really. That's becoming reality. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just don't understand it. Just don't. They're toting guns and shooting it. You know what I'm saying? Got $100,000 cars spinning around the circle. I'm just telling you. People buy. We don't understand that. Why would you go buy the car? It costs you $100,000 and spin around the circle, tear up the tires, and run it up on the curb. But y'all understand that.
Niggas like to flex.
But we
It's
set the
a
rules.
different kind of
You know what I'm
flex.
saying?
Like when y'all niggas in your day, when y'all used to walk in like the fucking club with the trumpets and shit, y'all
Now you go with me. You go fast speed. That could
That trumpets. A nigga announcing
What are you talking about?
have your saxophones and shit. Niggas are off there with the strap, niggas on their shoulder, saxophone and shit. When you got them hit the notes, nigga, and it's the same thing that you can just buy a $60,000 car and dog it out. That's all niggas want to do. They just want to show that they got money to burn.
That's what strip
Some
clubs are
dumb
about.
shit. The dumbest shit ever. Strip clubs are the dumbest thing ever, bro. The dumbest thing ever.
It's
Why this bitch gonna spend a bunch of money to hoes who not gonna fuck? And if they gonna fuck, it's gonna cost more than what you put on the fucking ground.
All right, go ahead. I know go ahead, get it. I feel like when it comes to it, it's like, yes, we love the women and the strip clubs, but most of the time it's a status thing to me. Like, who could throw the most money?
That's
Like,
the dumbest shit ever. Throw it at a fucking plot of land.
Strip club's been around for ages. For
Ages.
that reason.
what is that? Money girls and
It's
sex
crazy.
sale?
When I'm in the strip club and I see niggas throwing money on the ground, I look at that money. Don't get me wrong, I got money to throw on the ground too. I'm not gonna throw it.
No,
But I look at that shit, I be like, we could be a
I get something.
bigger house. This could be an apartment building.
Yeah, it just
we can all come together. We get all this $1,200 together. I got 12. He got 12. He got 12. He got 12.
Exactly.
We can do something with this shit. That's just my mind, because I come from a different kind of place, motherfucker.
My thing is, it's a whole other different acceptance when you're doing that and you throwing it on the ground. I just don't do it. I mean, you know, I just ask what a charge is, and here you go. I'm handling it. Yeah. That throwing on the ground, that's a whole nother, you know, like I said, I'm from a different, you know, generation. You know what I'm saying? You know, even though you probably don't.
The lap dances.
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't marry her, but you still gonna respect her. And then, to me, I think that's a form of disrespect. You taking the money, you throwing it on the ground.
From Atlanta.
Yeah, you throwing it.
That's Atlanta's etiquette.
Slap on the booty.
And I respect that. That's Atlanta's strip club etiquette. And I respect that, because they've been doing it for so long.
Yeah,
the culture.
Yeah, it's part
Nigga, where I'm from, we had Cafe Risque. Like, nigga... You just had to be the nigga in the club with the best outfit where I'm from, nigga. You gonna smash the boy. Like, I probably wasn't the nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I had a decent outfit on, you know what I'm saying? But I had to work, I had to talk. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a hammy, you know what I'm saying? I'm like the kids. Yeah, you didn't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have strip clubs where you could, you know, I know what they do strip clubs and not. I know what you scamming niggas do.
That's a whole nother thing.
Swipe that card, nigga. You know, everything costs $200-300.
Scammers be eating, man. Maybe.
Bro, I went to a Nigerian club. Shout out to Nigerians, but y'all niggas know y'all be scamming. Bro, I seen so many bottles come out in 1 hour. To the same people. Like, nigga, is everybody getting their own bottles? I counted at least 5 bottles, dog, in 1 hour, bro. And I'm thinking, like, what are we doing with these bottles? I said we, but it wasn't us. But I figured, like, y'all got no bottles, y'all probably could share a little bit. But them niggas section, bro, they was like bottle after bottle. Like 3 bottles of hen, 2 bottles of tequila or some shit. I know y'all niggas scamming, bro.
So we're going back to the same situation. I hate being hated. I won't say we're being hated, but I had a African friend. I had a couple of African friends. The one, he was a cool guy, but one thing about it was that he thought Africans and Americans were not as good as the Africans are.
I got Nigerian friends. I know what you're talking about. They were creating a podcast show, and it says Africans in America. And I said, are y'all not African American? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They was like, no. Like, they would not identify as African Americans. The name of the podcast was Africans in America. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, I know you, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, your parents are African or something. You may have been born in Nigeria. And that leads us back to the same fucking conversation. You were raised in Georgia.
Yeah, you're a Georgian.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of the niggas in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, nigga, the reason I'm African American is because, nigga,
born here.
I'm African descent and I'm in America.
Right.
You got African descent and you're in America. You're African American. But they not accept that shit.
Okay, then that goes back to the same guidelines. Like, they were born in Africa, though, but they were raised here. So are they African American? Like,
they're from Atlanta.
They're African American.
Now, I think
so
they are.
I don't feel like you can change your what is that? Like,
culture?
No. He's talking about your ethnicity.
Yeah, you can't change your ethnicity, but you can change where you're from, though, because you were born.
But I think they are a little different. Because
get to me straight on G.
Okay, I think they're a little different because they have that culture, that direct culture from Africa on them from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys ever dealt with, you know, people from Africa, but they hold identity and standards like way different. You know what I'm saying? You have to go to college. You have to marry somebody in there. You have to do that. So when they saying that they are African and American, that may be a little different. You know, that may be a little different because they hold culture. They even, you know what I'm saying, even our buddy from Haiti, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He probably been here since he was 3-4 years old, but he's gonna have all that Haiti influence on him.
Haitian American.
I guess the disconnect is we don't have a culture to claim.
No,
we don't have
We don't have a.
We have cultures within our cities.
And that makes it feel like hate, though.
Yeah, we don't have a direct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes it feel like
Does
hate.
that African dude has his accent? The African accent?
No. This person, it's a female. It's a female.
Well, she
This
from
person tells her she's from New York.
See, that's a little different. See, I see both of y'all sides.
Yeah.
I think if they had that accent, that shit is stuck on.
Like a Shadrach. I feel like Shadrach, you African nigga.
Yeah. He's
The nigga Hogwash that we had.
Yeah.
That nigga was African as fuck.
He like
You know
that
what I'm
accent
saying?
going on with
But
her.
how long was they here though?
But you know what? If that accent
All
don't
of these
leave-
people doing this podcast
okay,
did
so-
not speak with an African
Okay, so
accent.
we're gonna take it this way. You
Yeah,
can say that, hey, I'm African, but I'm from Atlanta.
You African?
I'm just saying hypothetically, like, so you talk about where you're from though. So you can say like, hey, I'm African, yeah, but where were you raised? So like, I would say like, hey, I'm African, I'm from Atlanta though. I'm Nigerian, but I'm from
But I'm
Atlanta.
telling you, until you meet somebody that has that direct connect.
You're not gonna say I'm from
I
Nigeria.
met him.
I feel like you
I'm talking
can't
about
say
their
that.
parents.
I
Like
met
their
their
parents,
parents.
like that.
Well, we had a nigga that just so happened to move in our neighborhood. Nigga named Kwame. Nigga was from Ghana.
Oh yeah.
And when I say African,
No nigga African. And that square head.
don't talk about
That nigga though. Shout out to him.
We
He was that nigga.
all the time.
But you knew that was African when you seen
You know,
it.
he was African.
Right.
You know, his dad was African. His daddy only came over here to study.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason all them motherfuckers here.
Yeah.
This nigga told us his daddy in Kenya was riding around with like the motorcade. Like he was chauffeur.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they was over here to get he was over here to get his doctorate or some shit like that.
Okay.
Them niggas was African.
That's what I'm saying. They are different.
Yeah, they went back over.
This nigga didn't even have an African. He talked like he was from fucking Pasadena.
But that,
He did.
yeah, but that
He did.
That is who you are.
It's crazy how they ended up on the island too. I don't even know.
I think it's a little
It's
different.
crazy.
It's crazy. I still don't understand how they ended up on the
I
island.
don't know what they got to do with education. I know niggas
Yeah.
got to go to college.
And
No.
Anyway.
they be hung up on certain stuff, and I think that's a little different when they got that direct connect. Because I know a bunch of them, and they
Niggas
they
dressed
different
like you
from
from
us.
Cali.
So I'm gonna say this real quick. I feel like a lot of them feel like they're better than us because they're like at that direct site. But think about it, like what I don't understand about Africans or even Hispanics or Mexicans to be exact. We all in America dealing with the same shit. So how are you better than?
I'm gonna keep it a buck because we over here and I'm drinking this goddamn Zoom. Shout out to Zoom.
I want to go get some more.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Everybody
too, bro.
wants to be us.
Yeah.
African Americans, not Africans in America. Everybody wants to be us. You got niggas in Singapore fucking twisting their hair to make afros.
Yeah.
You got motherfuckers up there breakdancing, nigga. That shit come from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be us, nigga.
Yeah. We came in last night.
All this rapping shit,
Yeah.
you think it came from New York?
We
Yeah,
was
no, that
watching-
shit
we
came
was
from the
watching-
South, nigga. We
we
been
was-
patting our hand and rapping, nigga.
We was watching bare knuckle. Well, we was watching bare knuckle battle. They playing rap music.
They playing rap music in the background.
Thailand. They playing no easy ball. So it's like
In the background.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be us.
we don't fit in
We
the
Brazilian, nigga. Nigga, look at us, nigga. We were slaves, nigga. Nigga, how many years ago?
Yeah.
400 years ago?
No. Less.
I think it's been 400 years since we've been slaves, right?
No, you talking about that's the beginning.
That's how long he was in captivity.
Yeah, that's long we've been killed.
I think it's
I really thought slavery wasn't that far
that's still
back.
100 years ago.
Yeah.
We just came out of slavery.
Like I said, their grandparents are still alive.
They got
The
people
that own slaves are
They
still
got
alive.
people just came out of slavery.
They still do slavery, and the United States to this day in certain states. Like if you commit a crime against somebody else,
Yeah.
they have the right to
Ain't certain
enslave you.
states, nigga. It's the whole United States.
You going to
No, I'm saying that
you're going to prison.
Okay, no, I'm saying it's a
Yeah.
law.
The
No, I'm
13th
saying,
Amendment states
What?
if your ass
You might
is
be going
free.
to Hold on, let me see what you saying.
so basically, the person can enslave you, not the state, or take you to jail, which is called a state.
What state is that? I don't think that's real.
It is real. It is.
I don't know.
No, I was speaking on the 13th Amendment, which,
No, I'm
which
saying
states that that everybody's free unless they committed a crime and their property in the United States of some type of jail system. They still have niggas as slaves. I mean, you got the niggas working at the chicken plant for a quarter a day. You got motherfuckers out there on the whole line, motherfuckers hitting grass with the guy. And I say whole line because it's actually a garden hose. And motherfuckers is clearing fields with garden hose. Man. That's slavery, nigga. You know how much that shit would cost to be done?
Yeah. A lot.
But you got the niggas out here in jail doing it. You doing it for the state or whatever. That's the woke shit that they don't like. That's the shit that they goddamn be.
Well, you know your guy. He funds them.
Who?
Jordan. He knows that investment.
That's the wrong Michael Jordan. You need to do your research. That's the right Michael Jordan. You need to do your research.
We go to
white Michael Jordan. I know what you're saying, and they thought that was the same person as the white Michael Jordan. He's a billionaire too.
Yeah. We go in the show right here. We done? Yeah, that better going to go so long. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to go so long
because
it doesn't really charge like you use it.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know who it is, man. You know, I'm here. I'm Doc. You know, Mr. Fixer. Off. Even the hearts.
Everything. Well, John, you got,
I didn't ask him to do that. I'm about to get a close here. You know,
what do you do?
Hey, man, I'm the knowledge from the past, from the brothers. The knowledge from the past and the future. I do it all. Knowledge.
My turn. I'm James. I'm the genie. I'm the fucking wizard. I'm the fucking Gandalf in this bitch. That shit right there. I'm just a Geechee nigga, man. I'm just a nigga when we're talking about the African shit, man, I'm a Geechee nigga. We are the closest connect to Africa in the United States. Look that shit up, Gullah Geechee. That's our culture. But yeah, I'm just big homie Ram, nigga. Follow me on the gram.
Hey,
Seuss. Dr. Seuss.
Said Zeus?
That is what it is, boy.
What?
anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, man. Like I said, I'm gonna change this to more of a traveling podcast. So don't look for it every Friday. Just look for it when I start traveling to different areas and having different conversations with people. The whole idea of this second half, or the rebirth of this podcast, is to travel to people that I was in the army with for 20 years, or travel to people that I grew up with.
Roots.
Yeah, my roots.
Don't school me with them army niggas.
Yeah, don't.
Your fucking roots, nigga.
My bad.
Yeah.
But the whole point is to travel to people that I love dearly. You know what I'm saying? And I have, and I'm always interested in their backstory. I know their life, but their backstory can be a little different. Or just to pull up on somebody and have fun and drink and just talk shit. You know what I'm saying? So this podcast will turn into a travel podcast. Don't look for it every Friday. Just look for it at certain occasions, right? When I go to certain places and places that I feel like, okay, if I make a podcast here with this particular person, then it's gonna be a good podcast.
He's just gonna post episodes, and you niggas better watch it.
You better watch
it. You niggas better fucking
look forward to seeing us again, man.
I'm free guest star on this motherfucker. I got my shit set up at the crib, so nigga, I'm gonna be coming in.
I'm close to Atlanta now. Relocated to South Carolina.
We pulling up now. You got the real niggas together.
So everybody, I'm not in Fayetteville, North Carolina no more. I relocated to South Carolina. That's why the show has been on hiatus for a couple of months. I've been moving my, moving, get a new house. Just getting set up in a whole different city. So be on the lookout for that. But hey, my old motto was "Do you be you, stay you." But my new motto gonna be like, "Hit me up. I might travel to you." I'll catch y'all next time on the MID Podcast Show.
I'm a crow. I'm a